Hello, hello, hello. This is Danny Cevallos with Unleashed Consulting and your Best Boss Bootcamp Minute. Today's letter comes from Ready in Reading. And Reading, you should really be talking to last week's letter, Wondering in Wichita. Wichita and Reading, you've got fairly close cousin questions. So Ready in Reading says, like the Clash, asks, should I stay or should I go? How do I know when it's time to leave my job and look for another opportunity? So the way I think about this is I think about it in terms of a system model, right? So there are so many systems that we are a part of, right? There's the classic organizational system, the family system, community system, but there's also the system of how you are thinking through and understanding whether you are in the right place or not. And so I use a model called the IPOF model, which stands for input, process, output, feedback, and then lastly is environment or context. And so I want you to think about your decision ready in terms of, first of all, the input. Are you getting what you need in order to feel fulfilled? Are you getting the kinds of growth opportunities, or do you feel like you've hit your ceiling in terms of career advancement and that there are no opportunities for skill development or learning? It may be time to move on. Do you have what you need? So are you getting the input? And then in terms of process and feedback, are you getting what you need in terms of compensation, but just as importantly, in terms of feedback and feeling valued? If you feel like you're not being compensated fairly, or you are not receiving the recognition or appreciation for your contributions, well, that might be a really good indication that you're not getting the feedback and in a process that allows you to grow, to flourish, to be in a place of being valued. Third is the output. So what's going on for you when you come home, right? Are you feeling burned out? Are you feeling dissatisfied, unfulfilled, exhausted? If all of that stuff is coming through and you can't, then I would highly consider before you exit, is hire a coach. Look to me, look to another coach, maybe even a short-term way, and just get a sense of there is something you could do in terms of mindset, ability, management, managing up. Make sure you're exploring all those options. But if all those options are explored and they're not yielding anything, and you're still feeling like your output is just it's just too much, that by all means consider whether this is a good time to leave. And then lastly, the fourth component is the environment, right? So a system exists in and of itself, but also it's part and parcel of the environment. So ask yourself, are you in an organizational culture, a team culture, a place where you feel like you belong? If you don't feel like you fit in, or your values don't align with your own, it can be really challenging to thrive in that environment. And so again, that's something, oftentimes when we're in an organization, we can't see outside of the organization because we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is to be committed, devoted, to do the work that we need to do. But see if you can pull yourself out, ask your friends, see what else is out there, see if there is indeed a better place for you, a better environment where you can be. And also keep in mind, wherever you go, there you are. So if it's about you, make sure that you're paying attention to the things that you need to do in order to be most successful in this current environment or your next environment. But by all means, it's disheartening. It's just awful when folks are in environments where they are not in alignment with the values, the culture, the way of being in your organization. So it's those four things, right? Make sure the input that you're getting is good. Make sure the process and the feedback is something that's fulfilling for you. Make sure your output is one of positivity and energy and feeling fulfilled. And then lastly, make sure that your environment is one that supports you and has your best interest at heart. All right, this is Danny Cevallos with the Unleashed Consulting Best Boss Bootcamp Minute. Thanks so much for writing in, Ready in Reading. Hope it was helpful. And everybody else, I'll see you soon. Take care. Signing off. Bye now.